Every antique holds a story, but not every story ends peacefully. This is the tale of an old doll that carries a terrifying secret. In a small antique shop on the edge of town, a collector named Andy discovered an old doll. It stood quietly on a dusty shelf, its glassy eyes staring blankly into the room. At first, Andy thought it was just an ordinary old toy, but something about it drew him in. Without knowing what awaited, he decided to buy the doll. The very first night the doll arrived at Andy's home, strange things began to happen. Tiny footsteps echoed through the living room, even though Andy was alone. He tried to brush it off as his imagination, but the sounds grew clearer, accompanied by faint, eerie laughter, filling the silence of the night. One night, Andy woke up to find the doll had moved from the shelf to the study desk. Yet he clearly remembered placing it carefully on the shelf before going to bed. Unease started creeping in, but he told himself it was just his mind playing tricks after staring at the doll too long. Days passed, and the doll's strange behavior escalated. Lights flickered unexpectedly. Shadows moved in the corner of his eyes, and the mirror reflected the doll's image even when it wasn't in the room. When Andy recorded these odd events, a dark shadow darted behind the doll. Fear gripped Andy's mind. He sought ways to rid his home of the malevolent spirit inside the doll. But every time he threw it away, it mysteriously returned. The evil trapped within this doll was no mere myth. It was a being craving attention and control. One night, the doll let out a piercing scream. Andy felt as though it was trying to communicate, but its voice remained indecipherable. Soon after, objects in the house began to move on their own. Glass shattered without reason, and terrifying shadows appeared everywhere. Andy knew if he kept the doll, his life would be at risk. Yet getting rid of it was impossible. The doll had its own way of coming back. Legends say dolls like this hold the restless spirits of those who died tragically, searching for their next victim. Now, Andy must find a way to end the doll's reign of terror before it's too late. But will he succeed, or will he become lost in endless darkness? The doll is still waiting for its next owner, brave enough to take it home. Are you willing to have it?